Today, it is our pleasure to have the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries joining us, the Honourable Floyd Green. We'll look at the first insurance programme for farmers and fishers. Isn't that a wonderful, wonderful discussion to have? Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us on Home Run this evening, Minister.
Hi. Thank you, Darren, and evening, afternoon to all your listeners. Pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. I hear that the farmers are really going to be happy because of this new initiative coming their way. So can you tell us a little bit about it and how it exactly started?
Yeah, well, the feedback has been very, very good thus far. Both fisherfolk and farmers have been saying that, they have felt left out of the regular financial systems for a very long time. I did a listening tour and I just became minister. And oftentimes when I went into the communities across the country, a lot of our farmers, a lot of our fisherfolk raised the issue that they wanted to be able to better protect themselves, to better provide for their families through insurance. But oftentimes they found that the insurance was either unaffordable or just inaccessible. And was one of the matters that I assured them that I would work on. So even before finishing the tour, I had sat down with my technical team at the ministry and my technical advisor. We had done a call out in the media saying that we want a financial institution to answer the call, take up the mantle, and provide an affordable solution to insure our farmers and our fisherfolk. And thankfully, Sagicor has come forward and answered that call.
And just to make it exactly clear for everyone who is eligible to join the scheme, and can you give us a breakdown of how it exactly works?
So you have to be a registered fisherfolk or a registered farmer. That means for our fishermen and women, you have to be registered with the National Fisheries Authority, NFA, or called Fisheries Division. For our farmers, you have to be registered with RADA. And if you're not yet registered, it means you would have to visit upon the offices. You would have to provide them with the relevant information. There's a small fee for RADA. It's like $500 for registration, and they will do the verification process, and then you'll be added to the database. But once you're registered, then you are eligible. And we already have 220,000 registered farmers and about 26,000 registered fisherfolk. And then how does it work? Well, Sagicor has pulled together a set of options that people can sign up for. Those options span from major medical coverage, which covers things like hospitalization, chemotherapy, radiation, to critical illness, which covers a set of illnesses, to your regular, what you call health insurance, where you can get money to spend on doctor's visits, to personal accident coverage, if you're in a personal accident, and a group life insurance. And what has happened is that each package is so crafted that you can really decide on the extent of the coverage. You have 500,000, you have 750,000, you have $1 million, and your premium is linked to that. So to give you a direct example, if you were to take out as a farmer personal accident coverage of $1 million, based on our discussions with Sagicor and how it has been crafted, that farmer for that coverage would only pay $2,605 for the entire year.
That is something. That is a good figure. Can I ask you, Minister, is all of this that we're discussing also open to family members of the farmers as well?
Absolutely. So it's open to all their dependents, or the children or spouses of farmers and fisherfolk. And just to say, there's a big difference in how we're starting this program. As Sagicor has come to the table with based on our urgings. If you and I were to go sign up for health insurance or life insurance, we would have to get a medical report, and we would have to take that in to the insurers, and they would look at it and then decide on our premium level based on the risk. For this program, it starts on the 1st of March, and for the first 3 months of the program, farmers or fisherfolk don't have to do any medical report as a prerequisite for the program. It's an open entry program that once you pay your premium, you will be enrolled in the program.
The only thing I would ask you then, you have to be a full-time farmer to qualify for this.
Well, full-time is relative. You have to be registered, right? You have to be registered. So our database would have a mix of people who farm around the clock and people who are part-time farmers but you would have to be registered on our database. So we would have to be able to check our RADA database or check our fisheries database, and it shows that you are a registered farmer. So whether you're full-time or not, it's really to encourage people to be in farming or to be in fishing, and it's really to show that these professions are as valid as anything else. Oftentimes, despite these professions being the backbone of our society, they're often taken for granted, and we want that young man or woman, a child, dreaming of what they want to be when they grow up. They can recognize you can choose farming, you can choose fishing, and things like these will be provided for you through insurance schemes.
Minister, I think you've made a Valentine gift to all the farmers listening for this weekend. What a lot of love. Can you just remind us again when
It's not too late, Dion, if you want to sign up and, put in a field. So it starts the 1st of March. And just to say to all our fisher folks and farmers, once the 1st of March comes, you can go to the offices of the National Fisheries Authority, or rather, you can collect your enrollment forms, and they will have contact information. People from Sagicor who will give you advice, who will walk you through the process, and you can pay the premium and get started.
Well, there's a community of persons now, farmers and fisher folk, who are smiling this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Floyd Green is the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. It's been our pleasure having you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. And again, if you want to hear more, then please send in your questions. We'll be happy to invite the Minister again so that we can look at all these details. And this is the first insurance programme for farmers and fisher folk here in Jamaica. Time now, it's 17 minutes past 5.